We're going to look at three different ways in which field conditions can be applied and used to brilliant effect in your Gecko forms. In this first example, we have a question on our form already that says, hey, how did you hear about us? Did you hear about us online, through a friend, through a counsellor, or other? Now, if somebody selects other, it's natural that I'm going to want a little bit of information. So to that end, we might, for example, add a text single line field that says, other, please specify. Now, the problem with this is, if we go to the form now and if we save that, if I select online, I don't want to have this field still showing. It only really makes sense having this field appear if somebody selects the other option. And this can be set up really, really simply. To do so, all I need to do is add my field to the form, hit save, and once I have saved the form initially, I can then edit this field. I can then go to the Conditions tab and add a brand new condition. And here I can tell Gecko to only show this text single line field if any of the following conditions are met. And for here I'm going to say if the how did you hear about us field is equal to the value of other. If I hit save changes now and reload my form, we can now see that that text single line field is hidden. These options won't yield anything. However, if I do select other, we do have this other field that jumps into existence. Now, this is just a very, very simple use case, but conditional logic can be used to really great effect in other ways too. For this particular example, we have an example of a branching logic that's used in a single RFI form. So for example, the very first question is, who are you? And based on the response of the student, we get a very different subset of questions. Versus if, for example, if they say they're a teacher, we're going to get information on the teacher, which school that they're currently teaching at. So you can use conditional logic to inform precisely which data you want to capture from whichever cohort. Another really super way to use conditional logic on forms is to simply hide certain parts of the form. So for example, this might be a typical application form where we have a lot of fields, a lot of data that we're looking to capture from the student, and quite frankly, this is quite daunting when you initially load this up. Conditional logic can be used to help, however. If we look here, this is exactly the same form, but rather than showing all of the fields at the same time, there's conditional logic applied to these fields saying that only show this particular field if the previous field is no longer blank, meaning that it's a lot more palatable for the student when they're running through it.